Aloha, I'm McKenna Mazzulli. Welcome back for another edition of PTC-TV. If you missed yesterday's program, you can watch it online at ptc.org/PTC'23. Enjoy today's show. PTC'23 is made possible in part by the contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to our PTC'23 Diamond sponsor, Mobi. Thank you for your generous support. To register or to pick up your PTC badge and registration materials, visit the registration booth located in the Coral Lounge on the 6th floor of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. Registration is open every day starting at 8 a.m. Remember to bring a valid form of photo identification to claim your registration badge and materials. Returning for PTC'23, the exciting Lightning Talks, with fast-paced 10-minute talks, tutorials, debates, and presentations on key industry topics. Get charged up with these bite-sized sessions on Monday and Tuesday in the PTC Hub. Aloha everyone and welcome to PTC TV. I'm your host McKenna Mazzulli. Here now is João Lima, and it has been a very eventful year. Welcome back to Hawaii, but PTC'23 is here.
Nice to see you again. It's been 12 months, very eventful 12 months for the good and the bad, for sure.
Good and bad, explain that.
So PTC 2022, the world was coming out of COVID. We had some winds of recession coming over the market. But then on the 24th of February, everything changed with the invasion of Ukraine. And then from that, it's been a cascade of not so positive events, especially in Europe, which will have some impact on the industry. There was an interview I did last year actually with the CEO of Start Campus in Portugal, which he said it would be naive to think that this industry is recession-proof. And I think we will see that slightly into 2023. It was one thing that actually I heard in the corridors of PTC yesterday. On Sunday, people talking more about that and how things are changing, especially around capital, debt, equity, and regulation. Regulation is the big key word at this year's conference, and I think for the market in 2023.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Hot topics of the conference. Walk me through what you're excited to see this time.
So from what I heard and from what I've seen in the program, I think the program quite aligns well with what I'm hearing in the corridors. So regulation, huge topic this year. Of course, investments, finance and investment is another big topic because everything's changed. So last year we were talking about $4 trillion being invested. That was a low estimate for what we know now.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we're going into a $400 billion investment on a yearly basis around digital infrastructure, which will play out into much more than just $4 trillion. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. So it's going to grow a lot. So that was a topic of conversation last year. Also coming out of COVID, there was a lot of tapping in the back on how well the industry did. But things have got really real over the last 12 months, as I said. So topics for this year, regulation, and the industry, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, you've got about another 6 months to prepare for that. A lot of changes coming their way. So if people and special operators don't get into the bandwagon, we might have some casualties on the regular sides. But I'm sure people will do their job. They'll do their diligence properly. Sustainability, big topic. Everyone's talking about that, which also is changing on how investors and regulators look into it. So again, a lot of change. Last year we were talking about on how important it used to be green, and there's been a lot of conversation around greenwashing and painting cement with green paint. But now things have really taken a turn, especially in the last 6 months. Again, because capital is more expensive, investors are becoming more savvy on what they are doing. Due diligence is more important. So it's not game as it used to be, basically. You can't game like you used to. You have to do things differently. And I actually heard something yesterday around green shushing, which was the first time I heard that, whereby, so green financing, people have been signing contracts and promising things which have not been able to deliver.
Right.
So now you're having some operators stepping back a little bit and trying to go on the ground so they don't really get recognized by not achieving the target. So there's been some over-promising around sustainability, and now I think there's been the market is starting to kind of try to climatize to that, no pun intended. But it's a lot of change all around, basically.
No, but you're the second or third interview that I've had here at PTC that uses the word sustainability, and I think that is so important and interesting of what...
It's massive, but I think the industry is doing well, in a sense, in that way, and investors are coming in to help with the industry. I think where the industry is probably lacking, which is where the big conversation is educating the outside world on what's happening. Because when you go into places like Amsterdam, Singapore, when you go to Texas, and then in some places in Asia now as well, Southeast Asia, sorry, people, the general public is slightly against data centers because they see these big houses with huge cooling towers and AC and everything, and they use a lot of water, they do. But there's also a circular economy that goes around it, and there's a lot of positive things happening within data centers. And if you look at the Nordics in Europe, for instance, they use the heat to heat homes and schools and courts and hospitals and all that. So there's a bit of an education thing that needs to happen outside of this industry to really get everyone together. And not black out governments out of the equation.
It's important. I appreciate that. All right, PTC'23 is here. Who are you looking forward to seeing today?
Well, of course, Mark Kenzie back on the billboard.
Yeah.
So he's talking this morning, and he'll be talking about, this is why I need my notes, sorry.
No
He'll
problem.
be talking about the challenges and opportunities around digital infrastructure. So I'm sure he'll be talking about billions and billions of dollars, again, being invested. Digital breach, massive invest, as you know, nothing has really changed from last year. They keep pouring billions into every market, every continent. They don't do hundreds, they do billions.
Got it, okay.
But Mark is always a good name in the industry, and it's good to know what he's thinking, because what he's thinking is where we're going to go over the next 2 months. And actually, the moderator is going to be Jonathan Atkin from RBC, and Jonathan is really embedded in the market. Okay. So Jonathan is a brilliant mind of the sector, so I'm curious to see what he's going to get out of Mark tomorrow in that chat. I think around that as well, you do have a global infrastructure investment panel. So again, keeping the financing, investment and regulation vibe into it. And that has the IFC, GIC, RBC and Digital Bridge, again, 4 big investor names in the market. So it's a very investor focused panel, which again is not very common at data center, digital infrastructure events. Because usually you always put an operator, you bring someone else that's not just doing pure play investment. So having 4 guys doing just pure play investment.
Right.
It's a quite interesting panel put together. Then you do have the global digital infrastructure guys like Equinix, Control S, who actually yesterday morning announced that they're expanding beyond India for the first time. Yeah. So they run about 1 million square feet of data center space in India, and now they're going to go into Southeast Asia and the Middle East, so Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Thailand. So I'm quite curious to see what they're going to be doing there, because that's another multi-billion-dollar rollout eventually. And then just one more. There is an interesting one, which I think PTC did quite well, is from bootstrap to billions. So that's with Henry Schuck, CEO and founder of ZoomInfo. So he's basically just going to explore his life journey. He was 23, he was a law student. He was 23 when he started ZoomInfo, which is now turning around $1 billion in revenues every year. So it's a success story of a young person that PTC is going to be telling on the main stage. And young people this year is also a big part of the event with PTC Beyond, which is quite good to see.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Very full first day for all of you
There's
here.
a lot more.
Oh, there is a lot more.
No, not for me. No, I'm not going to be involved. There's a lot more.
And you'll beat all of them.
Not all of them, but I'll try as many as I can.
All right, well, have a great time. Welcome back to
thank
Hawaii
you.
again. You guys have a great time here at PTC'23, and we'll see you soon. Aloha. PTC'23 is made possible in part by the generous contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC'23 Platinum sponsors. Thank you for your support. New for PTC'23, the Digital Infrastructure Partners gives C-suite leaders of digital infra firms the stage for a quick-fire session designed to acquaint others in the ecosystem with their firm operations, footprints, near-term objectives, and value propositions. Each session includes meet and greet opportunities. Do you have young professionals attending PTC'23? Be sure to review the PTC Beyond program and encourage them to attend. The PTC Beyond Committee seeks to empower the next generation of industry leaders and recognize up-and-coming young professionals at PTC'23, providing networking opportunities and panel discussions. Learn more at ptc.org/PTC-Beyond.
Aloha and welcome to PTC'23's main floor, where we're streaming this year's PTC-TV in partnership with Tech Capital. I'm João, Lima, the editor of Tech Capital, and here with me I've got Sean Bergin, President and Chair of the PTC Board of Governors. Sean, thanks so much for talking to me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Before we go over your last 2 years as chair of the boards, let's talk about the current situation in the world. The world is going through a not so good phase. We have wars, we have power shortages, we have inflation, cost of living crisis, we have everything. With all that said, how important is this year's PTC for the industry?
It's really important, and it's a great question. I think we need to look at it in context and what PTC is all about. And PTC is about bringing people together that enable communities to communicate. All right, so the role that PTC plays is quite important in facilitating connectivity between all nations and between all of those that need to communicate. And without an event such as this, I think we would struggle. And COVID is a great example where without the underlying infrastructure, the digital infrastructure that's in place, businesses would have stopped. And PTC plays a critical role in bringing people together so that we can all talk, communicate, and make sure we're building networks that stand up during these challenging times.
And we saw that last year with all the challenges. We still managed to bring quite a few thousand people into Hawaii to help continue build this community, which kept the world going through one of the worst periods in the last 100 years.
Absolutely. I know, if you consider that 2 years ago, there was no conference, the world kept turning, the internet kept working. Then last year we had the hybrid conference, which was really well attended physically, in person, as well as people who are dialing in remotely. And this year, look at it. You know,
it's super busy this year. It's completely
record number.
It's probably back to normal. I haven't been to one pre-COVID, but it's been...
It's beyond normal.
Yeah.
This is the biggest conference we've ever had.
Yeah. And then, Sean, so you've been the chair of the board for the last 2 years. What have been some of the highlights?
For me, the biggest highlight has absolutely been the Beyond program. I'm a big believer in bringing youth into the industry. You know, there's a lot of folks my age and older, and I want to see that youth get involved because that's the future of our industry. And PTC actually gives them the opportunity to have a voice and stand up. It also gives people of my age group the opportunity to listen and learn from them because we actually have a lot to learn from our youth. And I'm actually really, really proud of the work that the Advisory Council have done in bringing the Beyond program together.
Okay. If we look into the main highlights of what PTC Beyond is going to do at PTC this year, what should people be looking out for? I know there's a lot of parties, as young people like, but what else more is going to be out there?
I think if I step back to my first PTC, which was about 20 years ago,
Wow.
You're intimidated as a young guy to approach a lot of the executives, the C-level executives that come to this event. And programs like Beyond give youth that opportunity to access those people in an environment where they're not intimidated. And I think that's a fantastic thing.
Okay, well, finding the mentorship
Yeah,
that's so much
absolutely.
needed.
And you know that leads into the PTC Academy, which does the same thing.
Yeah, which is amazing because there isn't really a platform like that to help young people find their mentors in this industry. So it's well done, PTC.
But literally, somebody who's 25, 26, first job in the industry, has the opportunity this week to mix with CEOs of global phone companies, which is amazing.
And then, so PTC recently had some voting within its board of directors. So there's been a lot of shifts and changes. What has changed, and what can we expect from those changes?
Okay, there has been a lot of change in the last 2 years.
This is the part where we get the rolling names going.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, we've had our beloved CEO Sharon, who retired. So we have a new CEO, Brian Moon. That's exciting. It's a new, I suppose, a new phase of PTC. The board itself continues to evolve. Again, we have more diversity on the board than we've ever had before, which is fantastic. Again, it's just not, you know, middle-aged guys like me anymore. We're getting some younger folks involved, and we're getting a more diverse group of board members with a lot of energy. And I think what we'll see is PTC evolve in a very positive way over the next 5 years.
Okay. Well, we can actually break the next question into two then, because I was going to ask about the next 12 months. We've mentioned the next 5 years. I know we are just starting this year's edition.
Yes.
But what else is PTC going to be focusing on over the next 12 months, and then I guess the next 5 years?
Yeah, well, the next 12 months is really about focusing on membership, value for members, focusing on youth and how we further refine the PTC Academy, how we further refine the Beyond program, and focus on outreach to our members and just adding value in general. And that's going to be the focus.
Okay. And then to quickly close, so picking up on your experience as well with APT Telecom, give us an overview of how you expect the market to change in 2023. I know you're very much focused in East Asia and Southeast Asia, but maybe a global focus.
Well, our business is global, and I suppose we've got inflationary impacts this year. We've got interest rates going up. It's going to get tough for a lot of folks. I don't think we're going to enter an overly negative period from a construction perspective and new cables, but I certainly think it's going to be a lot more challenging over the next 12 months. And an event like PTC really helps people get together and pool resources and get things done sensibly.
Okay. Give me one word to describe how you feel about PTC. What does it mean to you?
Excited. But if I had to say about 20 words, it means a lot to me. I mean, I came to my first PTC in 1999, and it's evolved a lot, and PTC has helped me immeasurably in my personal career growth and now in my own business's growth. So that it's priceless.
Okay.
Priceless is the one word.
That's a good one.
Priceless.
It's different from excited because everyone uses that one.
Yep, it's priceless.
1999, I was in year one. Sean, thank you so much for talking to me. As for your home, thanks so much for watching PTC TV, and do check out the PTC website and the Tech Capital website for more content on this year's edition in Hawaii. Until next time, mahalo, and see you soon.
Connecting with the PTC community is easy. Follow PTC on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Join the conversation online and use hashtag PTC'23. We can't wait to see what you're learning, who you're meeting, or the great fun you're having. Join your fellow PTC'23 attendees in the central gathering place of the conference, the PTC Hub. In addition to featuring PTC'23 exhibitors, the PTC Hub will have meeting cubicles and tables, session coffee breaks, conference lunches, a professional headshot station, laptop stops, literature racks, and more. The PTC Hub is open to the public Sunday through Wednesday, located in Coral Ballrooms 3, 4, and 5 of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. Access the PTC Hub by presenting your PTC'23 badge or by providing a business card at the entrance. Come learn, meet, and network with conference attendees in the PTC Hub. Help us commemorate with purpose by joining us Tuesday evening for the PTC Awards 2023. Not only will you be celebrating your industry peers, PTC Awards 2023 is one way to support PTC's outreach initiatives. This fundraiser honors leaders and companies in their efforts to improve the connection and communication among people and firms in the Pacific region. To purchase tickets, please visit the PTC'23 registration area or ptc.org/awards. Tickets may also be purchased at the door. Digital Realty, Paul Hastings, and Telstra invite the women of ICT to reconnect with their peers, discuss the initiatives and activities of the PTC women's community, and get involved. The PTC Women's Reception will be held on Tuesday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Mix Bar on the second floor Ali'i Pool Terrace in the Ali'i Tower. We look forward to seeing you there.
Introducing Astound Business Solutions. To stay competitive in today's business world, you need an astounding network and partner. Astound Business Solutions delivers high-capacity enterprise fiber connectivity in more than 400 cities, with dedicated local experts available 24/7 to support the secure, reliable advanced solutions you need for mission-critical systems. Stay connected with your teams, your partners, with the world. With Astound.
Did you know that PTC is a global, nonprofit membership organization that works year-round to advance the ethical development and use of information and communication technologies, ICT, to improve the quality of life in communities throughout the Pacific region? Learn more at ptc.org/outreach-initiatives. Start your morning at the Power Women Breakfast Series featuring a lineup of the industry's leading ladies. Sponsored by Arcadian Infracom, this breakfast will be held in Tapa Tower, Honolulu 1 on Monday and Tuesday mornings. PTC'23 is made possible in part by the generous contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC'23 Gold sponsors. Thank you for your support. Aloha everyone, I'm McKenna Maduli here on the great lawn of Hilton Hawaiian Village for PTC'23 opening ceremony. We've been saying it, a monumental year for PTC. Let's go see how everyone's enjoying their first night here in Hawaii.
Mahalo from Tonga, PTC'23.
It's been wonderful. Beautiful weather. The venue is amazing, and we've met some great folks.
I went last year, and everyone thought it was going to be back, and now it's like, it's for real back.
First time here, looking forward to being a part of the PTC Beyond program and just learning more about the industry.
attended ever in history, and there's more people to even register. So we're beyond excited.
Hey, Justin, am I coming back next year? If you do well in this interview, yes. I'll be back, Hawaii.
What an amazing way to kick off PTC'23 here at the opening reception of the Great Lawn here at Hilton Hawaiian Village. This is just the beginning. Have a beautiful conference, everyone, and we'll see you soon. The PTC Academy is back again for 2023. Stay tuned for more details on this year's courses. The PTC Academy is now accredited for continuing education thanks to a partnership with Subtel Forum. Visit ptc.org/academy to learn more. Be sure to join us in Topple Ballrooms 2 and 3 for PTC'23 Center Stage sessions for all the keynote sessions exploring digital transformation across our industry. Stop by the PTC membership table at the Coral Lounge for an opportunity to win a fabulous prize and learn more about PTC membership benefits. The PTC membership table will be open from Sunday through Tuesday, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. The PTC webinar series, Frictionless Business, will return in 2023 with senior industry leaders sharing perspective on how businesses can operate more efficiently. Stay tuned for more information about the 2023 PTC webinar series at ptc.org/ptc-webinar-series. The PTC mobile app and online platform provides a way to connect with our online attendees, including messaging and meeting scheduling, along with all the key information about the annual conference. Download the PTC mobile app to learn more about the conference program, sponsors, locations of meeting suites, to connect and message with PTC'23 attendees, and much more. Current PTC'23 registrants should have received an email with instructions on how to easily access the PTC mobile app and online platform. PTC'23 is made possible in part by the contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC'23 silver sponsors. Thank you for your support.
Welcome to PTC-TV. My name is Isabelle Paradis and I'm president of Hot Telecom. Today I'm joined by
Felix Seda, general manager for MJFX.
Maxie Reynolds, CEO of Subsea Cloud.
And today we're here to talk to you about PTC Beyond. PTC Beyond is an incredible PTC Advisory Council initiative with the objective of empowering more young minds, more young professionals to join PTC and our great industry. So I believe it is now or never the time to drag our industry into the Zillennial age. What do I mean by Zillennial? Is the Gen Z and the Millennial era. And this cohort makes for 55% of the world population. So for the industry not to include them in creating the future is a big mistake. So PTC Beyond has created a program to empower companies to bring their young minds, their young professionals to PTC. And we have also created activities so once they're here, they can learn, they can network with their peers, they can meet incredible and inspiring leaders, and they can start making a difference. So it's a win-win-win situation. It's a win for the young professionals because they come to this great event. It's a win for the companies they work for, and of course, it's a win for PTC. So now, why is that so important? So Felix, why is it so important, this type of initiative?
It's about, representation, education, and empowerment. Getting young people to these conferences allows them the opportunity to grow as a young professional, right? You don't just develop as a leader overnight. It's about having a seat at the table, figuratively and literally, and being part of the conversations that are happening, that are developing our industry and pushing our industry forward. And having young people there just allows them to see what's going on, have a voice, right? And that's really what's important, having a voice and being at the table, right? The way that I started, I was coming to conferences at a very young, early age. My CEO was very good about allowing me to be at every space possible. He drew me into the fire, and it was sink or swim. And I think that's the best way to learn, right? So it's really important to have young people come to these conferences, be a part of the conversations that are happening, and just allow them to grow and develop as a leader.
How do you think that your CEO knew that this was the right track for you, though?
I don't think he knew that at all.
He was just hoping.
Okay. I think he knew that I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think he knew that I had the skills to be part of it.
Yeah.
And he trusted me, right? And I think having that trust from someone who has done a lot in the industry allows you to feel empowered.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we have a lot to learn from the young generation. I'm not in the young generation. I know I'm young at heart.
Young at heart.
But I've learned so much from you guys this year working with you on the PTC Beyond initiative. It has been so valuable to me. And I think everyone in the industry has a lot to learn from the young people. It's not only the young people learning from the older generation or the C-levels or the executive. The reverse is very true. So we have to learn from you guys as well. So it's important now, but what about the future? What's the long game of all of this, do you think?
I think we do have to take the long view, and it's inclusive of everything that's been said here today, and it includes of the first order. Like the first order problem here is creating the pipeline, getting it close to young people, and introducing the industry. The problem we have in the industry, a problem that we have in the industry, is that we've been established for their entire lifespan. Like they have no idea really about us. They rely on us in ways that they don't even recognize. So to be able to break out the constituent parts of this industry, which we're not good at, and then allow them to feel excited about a career path, a rewarding career path, that does start at these conferences. It's very important. But it's not the only piece. As an industry, I think we have a lot of work to do in terms of PR. And I really like what you said, that you'd learned things from us. I think that's a really important factor in allowing people to thrive in this business. We learn from you and you learn from us. Culturally, you might learn from us. I'm not in that generation. I'm so close. And you, in terms of we need the skill set that you have. Yeah.
It's about creating the future together.
Yeah.
All generation.
That's
the
such
older
a good
generation
way.
also has a big role to play. The young generation, we have to all come together and work together to create the future. So, guys, thank you for being on the hot seat. It's not the hot seat, but it's always the hot seat with me. So, everyone, thank you for watching.
A very special mahalo to the 2022 PTC Board of Governors for their year-round leadership and support. PTC'23 is made possible in part by the contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC'23 brand sponsors. Thank you for your support. Get ready to run, lace up your shoes, and join your fellow PTC'23 attendees for a scenic 3.1-mile run that begins at the Great Lawn of the Hilton Hawaiian Village. All proceeds from the event will support Make-A-Wish Hawaii in granting wishes for children with critical illnesses. Learn more at ptc.org/5K. Hello everyone, this is your daily news for Monday, January 16th. DKIX, the world's leading internet exchange operator, saw a strong rise in traffic at its IXs in 2022. As per the operator's figures, more than 48 exabytes of data were exchanged via the DKIX IXs globally, an increase of over 25% in a year. Proper air filtration is critical to data centers, but disposable filters end up in landfills across the globe where filter media, but not anymore. K&N Engineering's industrial group introduced the first washable, reusable, sustainable performance air filters for data centers and other industrial applications. Atlas Edge and Megaport have announced a strategic partnership which will enable Europe's leading edge platform to utilize Megaport's software-defined network. Atlas Edge customers will benefit from direct connectivity to leading public cloud providers. London and Manchester will be first Atlas Edge sites to be Megaport-enabled. Crane Data Centers and principal asset management partner for development of more than 100 megawatt data center campus in the growing Portland market. The site will feature multiple fiber paths, recycled water for cooling, and an on-site substation connected. The first phase of the project includes an initial 50 megawatt of capacity with plans to expand to over 100 megawatts. Jamie Scotto and Associates announces the launch of the Greener Data Directory at PTC'23. The directory serves as an exclusive online Rolodex of sustainability-minded companies, including technologists and innovators who serve the digital infrastructure industry that aims to connect organizations that are dedicated to getting to net carbon zero quickly throughout global operations. ConnectBase adds the company's first Chief Commercial Officer, Isabelle Gilmore. Co-founder and former CCO of Packet Fabric, she has held a variety of leadership roles with organizations such as GTT, IXReach, and Nanog. Gilmore brings 25 years of industry experience to ConnectBase's executive team and will lead all sales, marketing, and customer-facing functions while helping to scale the platform. Southern Cross Cables Limited, Australasia's specialist international capacity provider, today announced the availability of commercial 400 GBE services on its Southern Cross Next cable between Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. And that's your daily news. We'll see you again tomorrow. Aloha. Mahalo to our year-round sponsor for their ongoing support. Wireless internet access is available throughout the Hilton Hawaiian Village at the following locations: Mid-Pacific Conference Center, Kalia Conference Center, Tapa Conference Center, Super Pool, Tapa Pool and Bar, and Starbucks. Wired and wireless internet access is also available in all Hilton sleeping rooms that were reserved in the PTC room block. Please check your email for your promotional code, which is also printed on your name badge. This code will be active during PTC'23 and is good for up to 5 devices. The PTC Secretariat is conveniently located in C Pro 3 on the 6th floor of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. For assistance from a Secretariat member, please visit C Pro 3. PTC-TV is brought to you by PTC'23 Diamond sponsor, Mobi.
On behalf of the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications of Japan, which has been a PTC member since its establishment and is a core member of the Japanese Committee of PTC, I would like to congratulate that PTC 2023 is held this year with gathering many attendants in Honolulu. First of all, I would like to thank former CEO, Ms. Sharon Nakama, for her extraordinary contribution to the development of PTC until last year, and also welcome the new CEO, Mr. Brian Moon. I'm looking forward to working with you. I recognize that PTC has developed as a premier non-profit organization which contributes to the socio-economic development of the Asia-Pacific Rim through ICT. and that the role of the PTC's activities has expanded widely throughout the world following the paradigm changes in both business and social life due to the recent advances in technology, including the development of the digital infrastructure. At the development of the ICT, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic, we recognize that the fundamental role of digital infrastructure has become a basis for our society and economy. Also, secure digital data usage is a key to keep our individual data safe and to encourage the economic growth. In Japan, the Kishida administration is working to put forward a growth strategy for achieving the new form of capitalism. In order to accomplish this strategy, we particularly put great emphasis on digitalization that we believe can provide solutions for overcoming social crises and serve as an engine for Japan's economic growth. In this regard, we are working on improving digital infrastructure all over the country, resolving local issues through digital implementation, and supporting the overseas development of open and secure 5G networks. Japan is ready to collaborate with other countries to enrich the open and resilient digital infrastructure all over the world, as well as to contribute to the economic development and the prosperity of our society through digitalization. Our support, such as the Digital Skills Capacity Building Program for the Pacific Island countries last year, or the International Joint Research and Pilot Project, aimed at bridging the digital divide through the Japan ICT Fund of Asia Pacific Telecommunity are some of the examples. This year, Japan takes the G7 presidency. We promise to make a great effort to demonstrate strong leadership in a range of areas, including the digital field, so as to make this region a better digital environment. I hope that many stakeholders around the Asia-Pacific region will gather together to discuss about the updated agenda on digital issues through this PTC'23, which has cross-cutting features involving corporate executives, academic societies, and public policy makers, so as to make significant progress in digital environment which would bring a benefit for people in this region. I wish you the success of this annual conference of PTC this year. At the Government of Japan, we are looking forward to the future collaboration with PTC. Thank you very much.
Thank you again for watching PTC TV. Come back again tomorrow for our last episode that airs in rooms at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. And be sure to check for the final episode online at ptc.org/PTC23 on Wednesday.